Alrighty, hello and welcome to a new series. This is going to be Prison Architect. I'm going to turn down the sound just in case it's a bit too loud. Okay, so Prison Architect, we are going to be starting a new prison, but much as the name entails, you are in charge of a prison which you build. There's also an escape mode in which you play a prisoner and try to escape, but we're going to be doing the prison side. Mainly because they also recently added a new DLC for Psych Wards and what is the exact term? I believe criminally insane. Yes, criminally insane inmates. This is game by Paradox and W11 Studios, and we're going to be starting a just new sort of sandbox prison. I did the campaign, but well, just going to show off all of the things. Technically, we can anything. I don't think I really care. There's many choices for Warden. I have not done a sandbox. I just did the campaign stuff. We also get to choose our guard dog type, including cats, because not everyone is a dog person. Dire Wolf, Dalmatians, Huskies, Companions in Classic, or we can have just a random thing. We're going to do cats because I like cats. We are doing this. We're going to keep most of these normal things on. Just forest area, relatively simple. We are not going to make it even crazier with stuff, but we will see. I might do a thing later, but this is just to kind of show stuff, and we're just going to do the basic Warden. A lot of these give you other things, like this person helps you with emergency services, but makes and also reduces cost for repairs. Each of them have different things, helps other people. This is just balance, and you do normal stuff. So we're going to do that on a small mode. So as it starts, we are going to pause it. We get a series of workmen. You basically have to build everything. Can read the CEO's letter, which is basically, hey, you need to get your warden, you need to get jail cells, or at least a holding cell to start for basic prisoners. Get a kitchen and canteen up so that people are being fed, or they will definitely riot. And it is going to be expensive, so there are grants and things to get some money to get you going. We start with a bit, but we will get more. So just our to-dos. Don't need the letter. I could read through it all, but I kind of know what I'm doing. These are some basic things, especially for the criminally insane stuff, since it is new. We might look at that later if we decide to go into that, which I would plan, but maybe not in this first episode. So let's start with some grants first. So we want to get an administration center, which will give us 10,000 when we complete it, and we got 5,000. Well, we technically got 5,000 in advance, 5,000 when we complete. Just we need to get our basic staff going. Basic detention center is the other thing which is good to start up because it just needs basically enough so that we have a actual ability to have prisoners arrive. I do have the game paused. Honestly, there's not much need since technically we make money from just the basic stipend. We do not want to be taking in any prisoners. Yeah, we don't want any now, but it won't do any for now because we literally do not have any capability. Okay, so kind of first things we need to do are start laying out foundations. We have brick and concrete, which is just sort of looks. Yeah, they're exactly the same price. They do have more options, but these are mainly for walls and things which we can do in here. First thing we need to do are get specific rooms for our offices. I believe those require basically a 4x4. Why can't I see? Yeah, 4x4 size. And we will need a number because there are many offices we will have. We are also going to need an area for power and stuff under utilities, but technically not exactly right now. Okay, so I want our offices pretty close to the start, and we do have to account for walls, so this would be the exact size of an office, but I would also like a hallway ability. So we're going to go here, and I believe we need 2 offices. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wall in between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe this would work. Yes. Okay, so that's going to be our first area, which will have room for 2 offices. Over here, we're going to have another building. It does want an entrance. Yes, I do understand. About this big for our various utility stuff. I think we will need to build a separating wall because it's finicky. We're putting in a staff door. There's all kinds of doors and walls for different accesses. Like jail ones can only be opened up by like guards. Staff can be opened by any staff. Doors are by anyone. Visitors allow visitors. You get the idea. It allows you to make certain that prisoners are staying where they should unless they grab some keys somehow or various things, and let you start doing that. For now, we are just working on getting our administration center set up. We will hire our warden in just a bit. Let's get 2 more workmen to speed up the process. Yes, we do need to make a wall down the middle, basically, but let's first grab our utilities, which we already grabbed. We need a power station and a pumping station for water. And drop a wall in here, because this is 2, 3, 4. I did not need to do that, because this is going to be a staff door right here. Another staff door. I'm going to make some of these somewhat boring to start. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this will just be slightly larger for now, but when we expand, because we will need more offices. The little flashing things are because we need the powers hooked up for the offices with the electrical cables. So going to do that. These areas are offices. It tells us what requirements we need. We need filing cabinets, office desks, and chairs, which we can go over here. If we just type in office, it gives you everything you need for an office. We're going to give a nice fancy office chair, rotate it so it looks kind of nice, and we'll just kind of be basic, and they each get a desk. You don't technically need to have it rotated in the right way, but it looks nicer that way. And you know that you're kind of doing the right thing. And now we can grab our warden, which will allow us to start actually unlocking things through bureaucracy, because this is how we get all of our various techs. And we do need to get a financing to complete our grant. His office isn't done yet because they're bringing over his filing cabinet and desk, but then he'll be happy. You can see we have a deliveries area and a garbage area. That's when trucks will bring in the various things we're ordering and whatnot. Okay, so we do need to start looking to plan out a lot of these things. So over here, I think we're going to plan out a pretty big canteen and kitchen area, because just to plan in advance once our prison starts growing, we're going to actually make it a 20 by 20. And just because I have had issues with silly things of people escaping, we're going to put that does not need to be foundation. We're going to place a bit of wall here, and technically a staff door, just so that people don't go running out. And we'll put a staff here because this is where the kitchen part will be, and then the actual canteen part will be down here. We'll slot in 2 doors. Yeah, that costs us a pretty good amount. Did I not turn you on? Why are you complaining about the powering? This needs to be directly connected. Things which require a lot of electricity do need to be directly connected. We're currently researching finance, so that is good. Our kitchen, I want to have a good amount of space for expansion, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be good. Then we'll have a wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Like so. We'll drop into staff doors. We don't want prisoners coming in here and grabbing stuff that they shouldn't. Need to drag over the electrical cable. The various appliances will require special things, so we will have to deal with that. They do have flooring, which can increase walk speed and also just look nice, like for staff rooms and things, like carpets and all sorts of stuff, or go with the rooms, like having checkered floors can look nice for kitchens and canteens, it says. Kind of that idea and all. I'm just letting the time go by because we really aren't losing money to start it. Make certain that you have some sort of stipend. So our kitchen area is here, and our canteen, where are you? Right here. I was highlighting the things that we need. And our canteen is here, nice and big for now. Honestly, kind of also want to expand it. We'll probably expand out like this way if we need more room. So this needs cooker, fridges, and a sink at least to function. Yeah. Kitchen, can see all the things, and technically also a bin. Can also make in sprinklers in case of fires. We do not quite have that issue right now. We're going to place a bin there. It basically is just trash, especially for contraband stuff, to just make certain that things are being thrown out. We'll drop in a sink right here, get down our first cooker, and a fridge. Staff, we did unlock finance stuff, so we'll drop in an accountant there. Could get in a cook, but we don't need him right now. We will need 2 anyways for this grant, but we did finish the first one, so we could just start a short-term investment, which you pay in and then get stuff out later. That was our power going out because we overloaded it due to the cooker, I believe. Yeah, and the fridge. So what you have to do for that is have capacitors to basically start upping your size. So we're going to drop in 3 immediately. That will work. Over here, this wants water, so we actually need to start with our water system. Large pipes always work for stuff, but using small pipes is much cheaper. However, it can only go so far. Okay. So that will get that going. Canteen, you need serving tables and benches. In that case, go over here, canteen. Serving table, let's put them here. This is where the food will be set up. It's very cheap, like $20. It just is. A lot of the costs are related to the actual thing, not the things you're putting in the rooms. Let's drop down a table here. Another table here. Just so that we're having some spacing. And also drop down benches. And also we need to get the power cables down there. Can try switching this on now with the 3 capacitors. It should be good for a bit. As you can see, the cables do extend a bit, but not forever. Trying to think of what it is. So let's go down here. This will cost a little bit extra, but it just will look nicer, and we can then expand it outwards. We do need to get holding cells, a shower, and a yard. Probably about down here. Do want to leave some room here for more staff stuff and at least a reception area. Oh, I did not accept a second grant. These ones are later. That will also be later. Staff well-being, let's not do that now. Let's just get a short-term investment going. So in 72 hours of game time, so basically, whatever, 3 days, we will get 16,000 back from our 5,000 pay-in. This area is decently fine. Okay. Okay, so down here, we're going to start our work on a holding cell area and shower. We're going to do about this size. I do want to make certain this is all connected safely, so we're going to put stuff here and then staff doors. And we're going to have a large jail door going in here, so only our guards can move in and out. Speaking of which, we'll grab one right now. And on the inner side area, we will have doors which will allow people to head on out over to the canteen. We will need to set up a yard area as well. Do want to get all of the basics going. You can see up here we now have a thing about guards. Yeah, we're making only a little bit of money now as we get more staff. But it's really pathetic. You only make money when you really have people, or if you just decide to play not Prison Architect and just Forestry Simulator, but that is not this game, really. Okay, so we want to make a basic holding cell, probably just over here. And we're then going to make a shower area over here. Like so. This wants shower heads and stuff, and this requires toilets and benches and to be enclosed by doors. In that case, makes sense to go here and have a door here. We'll deal with that in just a moment. As for the shower, you can see that we can do shower pillars and stuff as well as shower heads just for aesthetics. For now, let's just do this, basically have them all lined up along here, and we'll put some drains down where near the doors will be to hopefully alleviate any water issues with that. Then as for the pipes, bring this down here and then have a small pipe go down and supply water. Holding cell requires at least toilets and benches. So we'll do bench here, and a couple of these. This is just a temporary area. A holding cell is meant just to be until you can actually get cells for someone. So it's a very impermanent thing, basically. Also, this shower area will not be big enough for long, but you can also give people personal showers in their cells and stuff, so many different things. We do need to make a yard, so maybe set one up. Page. Interesting. I assume that's just one of the pickups you can get just for overall game in the extras and stuff. Where would I want a yard? Maybe like right over here. Okay. Oh gosh, we have prisoner intake coming in. I did not cancel that. We do not want all available. Let's say we can grab 5 to start. That seems somewhat reasonable. Now, as for a yard, it does not require many fancy things. It just is an area for people to be outside, basically. And let's get a large jail door here. Because this is going to be our yard, which just needs to be secure and all. Okay. Once everything gets set up, it should show as being secure once it's fully enclosed. We'll see about that. This area I'm going to leave for something else for now, maybe a common room or something. We'll see once we get our grants. These prisoners are here because we need more guards to actually take them to places. And we need our 2 cooks because now we actually have prisoners who need stuff. We should also proactively up the number of devices we have so that they can cook faster and all. Why do I not have a bench there? Now the yard can have a number of things. Oh gosh. We still have a staff door here so they won't try to bring people for yard time. There are so many things we can do. You see this huge list? That's because you have lots of control. Like regime, like when people sleep, shower time, lockup, free time, etc. I don't need this much lockup stuff, I think. I'm going to give them more time to just have freely, can sleep here for now, shower here, free time here. Actually, let's give them a second time to eat. Yeah, or at least space it out more. Yeah, I might change that later. It depends on what will best fit people's needs and all. Can see here just a thing of feeding prisoners just to see how fast you're able to prepare meals or have them ready. Now we are closed off, so that is good. We can dismantle this now so that we can let people in more easily because this area is pretty much secure, or should be unless people are silly. Yard, there are lots of things we can put here for more entertainment. For now, let's put in a phone booth or two. Let's give them a tire stack or two for just some weights and all. Yeah, just make it look a little nicer. You can have a radio on in between the weight stuff. Just as nice. We'll keep them happier in there. Holding cell, we do need to get to, what's it? Oh yeah, we did finish the grant. Without the sound, it's hard to hear. For the just basic policy, cell block A requires us to have our prison capacity raised, which makes us have to actually start dealing with stuff. There's a whole bunch of other things here. We're going to get started on cell block A so that we can actually get more people and in actual cells. So over here, we are going to start with a new section. Technically, you don't want to build too close to a wall or it's easy for people to tunnel out of. We're going to make this big area be our first cell block, basically, like so. Is there anything we want to unlock? We do want to unlock maintenance because we will have something for that and get an extra grant so that we can start taking more up, get this warden going. A lot of these are important. Psychology is also good so that we know more about people. Health is needed for another grant, education for a number of grants, legal for other options and things. What do we want to make here? We could just make a common room. Very early, it just is an area for some free time, relaxing, enjoyment. There are quite a number of things that we can give them. Let's see. Let's give you a radio over here. Set you up with a... Technically, it's not showing everything because there's like pool tables, all sorts of stuff that they can have. Pool tables are really big though. Gonna set up a table here, some chairs around it. Again, I don't think it really matters what direction it's facing. It just is like for my logical sanity that it looks correct. Has some plants so that it looks nice. Maybe drop in a TV here that's facing the wrong way. Maybe it does matter. I just don't know. Put in a sofa for the TV. And we can also slot in one arcade cabinet, but that's hideously expensive. And this is a really nice prison now that we already have that. Want a normal door here, and oh gosh, all the workmen coming in with stuff. It's like, what? We'll put a staff door here and over here, because we don't want prisoners going out to freedom from this. They need to have parole and stuff, which is something we technically could make to start, but we won't need that for a bit. Are we having more prisoner intake? No, because technically we don't have more areas to put them. We just have the holding cell where we're currently waiting, mostly unhappily. So once this is built up, I'll start divvying up cells, and that will probably be the last thing we will do for today. You can see the one guard. This guard is just standing around the yard. It is yard time in the regime. We can click on over and see, yep. So he's letting them in, and they can do with whatever stuff is here, like wait or calling people, all sorts of stuff. Okay, as for down here, let's get power. We'll deal with get water heading on down. You don't need to have it outside the building, so I'm just doing it because it sort of looks nice. We're just going to do concrete walls for now because this is the first area, and we're going to do the smallest cell size for now because, again, this is just our first area and it's expensive. So smallest cell size is a 2x3 that you're allowed to do unless you research with your lawyers to allow you to do it even smaller. You really don't like them. I wish we had like one bit of space more. But then I would be blocking the, whatchamacallit, the door and all. 5. There we go. Just measuring it out so we get decent. That's too big. Only 2x3s. Really, we might do some 3x3s because we have extra room, kind of. Should I? Nope, stop. I don't know what those guys are doing. This is me trying to measure desperately. I mean, this is not the best proportions just for cell size and all, so, or the overall cell block size, so this is what you get. I say I just extend the foundations a bit so that I have a bit more space, and also extend it one more over so that I can fit in one more cell over here. Just things that I wasn't really thinking about. We don't want to set these up as cells yet because people will just run out while they are changing around the things. I'm pretty certain that cells need to have jail doors, which are pretty expensive, so that you can lock them down, I think is the main reason, which makes sense. Cells, you can do all sorts of things to make them nicer. For basic ones, you literally just need a bed and a toilet. How did these get so small? 2x2s are not allowed. What the fuck? So, demolish those walls, demolish these. That is a... Yeah, so we need to extend even one more, really. If I do it like that, it will probably do the walls correctly. Okay. There we go. That's the proper amount. You can see dirtiness. That is something that we will need janitors for. And that is our last cell over here. This one is just slightly bigger. Actually, I could just demolish this all and move it up a bit. Let's just clear this so then we can actually do that and make maximum space efficiency. Demolish that wall because we need to have a way down. So this is our 3. Am I really this bad at counting stuff out? Because we need to be here, here, and then a door. Gosh. Terrible. I mean, I guess I should have just, like, shortened it and just done 3 rows, which would have been the exact amount we would have needed. But I don't want to do that. Extend the power a bit. Bring the cable down. Okay, done this while they're constructing over there. Go. Making this rather boring to start because we are rather low on money, especially with us randomly wasting it. I like how those guys trap themselves in there. May demolish this wall for now until you have a adequate. You can have bunk beds if you go with a dormitory. I believe people are less happy, and it's a lot easier to have crime going on that way when you have people in the same room. Oh, we should get at least another guard for these cell doors, which are currently open. Okay. We can actually start designating some of these as cells. They are not fully kitted out yet, so they aren't really good, but this way we can actually kind of see requirements and... I don't know why they are keeping... I should have set the doors on after, because now they're having to constantly have guards let them in and all. Do I have deployment up? No, I do not. We should research that. We need the chief, get deployment. We actually need the chief over here to continue our expansion. I think that is decent. Whatever, we will need plenty of offices, so it will work. Yes, I understand that the toilets do not have plumbing yet. I'm working on it. And we will be bringing this to a close soon as I get some of these cells fully operational. I promise you there are no disintegrations happening. Oh, I could take a third grant because we researched that. Let's get the long-term investment going. Just some free money eventually. You can see the fog of war, kind of, where your guards can't see and people might be doing things they shouldn't. Getting the toilets down and then the beds so that they don't have to wait for guards, really. I need beds over here. It's pretty expensive to set it all up. You can see I had 30,000 before I was building this whole thing and quickly dropping. These areas don't have power. Let's drag this down. Drag that over a little bit. Hopefully that should reach now. And we will have... Gosh, am I still intaking people? No, please do not, because we technically don't have the cells ready yet. I need more jail doors. And we will soon be good. As soon as I have all these cells kitted out. I'll order those up in just a moment. I do not have beds. I could have sworn that I put beds in you already. Yeah, 3 guards is pretty good. We do need to have a staff room soon, and we will have a quest for that. Or grant, sorry. This is not an RPG yet. Yet. 3, 4. Yep, we're overshot a little bit, but we will have many more offices to come. At least 2 more, I believe, probably. Office right here. Let's put your desk over here just to be different and funny. And let's grab our chief. Costs 1,000, but allows us to have deployment, CCTVs, riot guard research, all sorts of interesting stuff. Oh, they're in yard time again. Some people are making phone calls. And these are almost done. I just need to designate them as cells. Oh, and we do have 15 capacity, so we will finish up by dropping in some jail doors here, and our capacity will be 20. That will have unlocked a number of other grants, including Cell Block B to increase to 50 capacity, and all sorts of stuff. We want to get like the visitation stuff that is relatively simple, because it just basically is filling out a common room and having a visitation area. So that at least is pretty simple. Let's drop another TV down in here just so we'll have that going. But that will be for next time. In the meantime, this has been Prison Architect, and thank you for watching.